Michelin Schmidt.
I'm in the motherfucking booth with my motherfucking co-host Eric. How are you doing, Eric? How are you doing, breadheads? Welcome to another episode of Think Fresh, everybody. We're just ramping up on this Friday afternoon.
We're ramping up all right, Ty. It's 3:30. It's pouring rain outside. I'm feeling hungry, and that's not unusual for me during the recording of this very podcast.
I am so hungry right now, Eric. All I ate today was like a handful of Tostito chips and a vitamin C.
Well, I feel embarrassed now because Ty, I had two ricotta pancakes with a
Damn.
sausage and two eggs.
I spot you rolling up to Honeybee this afternoon. That sounds like a Honeybee order.
That is a honeybee order, and for a second I was a little worried that you had some kind of surveillance on me. Um, like it's very much like a Joe Biden and Hunter Biden relationship. Like I gotta like have one of my guys just like watching him at all times.
Nah, dude, the paparazzi is just following this young, successful podcaster around the city. And they DM me the pictures immediately for sign off before they go to media.
Yes, you can be in touch with my agent Ty. I don't do any of that or admin shit by myself.
Yeah, all the agents know that I don't do agents, but I will look after you. I am your handler, Eric. You handle the meats, I handle.
So in a way, you also handle the meats.
I kind of an auxiliary meat handler.
When you pass Ty the aux cord, it's a different story.
Dude, people stopped passing me the aux cord a long time ago. I've learned that I can't read a room. I
But
get
Ty,
about
the
3
best,
tracks in before they take it away.
that's true, but the best DJs can't read the room either. Like, and you refuse to, in fact, like much like at Subway, they just play The Weekend and Post Malone. You know, they don't look down at the lonely the lonely patrons that are, you know, wolfing down their meatball before they get back to the job site.
That's a fact. And that's how I feel too, Eric. At a certain point, I realized that like I wasn't the problem here, and the crowd was the problem. It
Yeah,
wasn't me.
dude, the user is an idiot, and I think that's a strong I think it's a strong like mission for a any like designer to, like just stand on that like pillar. Like the users
Yeah.
was wrong.
Which is hilarious because at Subway, you are both the designer and the user. So when you hate
Hmm.
your sandwich, it's only one person's fault and it is yours. Well, actually, no, it's the artist's fault.
Hmm.
There's always a scapegoat.
There is a scapegoat, and I think that's why they're paid. Like they're literally paid to be somebody to shit on, I think.
Wow. Do you think that's what they put on the like job posting on Indeed? It's like work at Subway, be the fall guy. Or do you think they
Be
actually
the
meant a
fall guy.
sandwich artist?
And then when these people read Fall Guy, they think it's a seasonal opportunity, but uh, but they've been done wrong by Inch Deed way too many
Damn.
times.
Indeed. Yeah, I'm more of a summer guy myself, but I can
Yeah.
be flexible. Adaptability is one of my core traits. If there's no shreddis, I'll have some spinach, or hell, I'll just skip it altogether. No greens for me.
No greens for this fella.
Yeah, dude. A veggie sandwich without greens? That's a little bit unorthodox, but I'm open to it. I'm adaptable. Hire me as
Hmm.
your fall guy, Subway.
Veggie deli with no green. What is that? Like a mayo tomato? Tomato?
Tomato sandwich. So, if you're hired as a fall guy, your job is to make October's very own sandwiches. Um,
God
there's
damn it.
no lettuce.
I could
There's no lettuce in that season. It's simply gourds at the end of the season and apples. So, like a fall guy
Oh man.
sandwich is seasonally like not very intriguing, you know. Although I did once make a sweet potato and feta sandwich.
Hmm.
I just like baked some slabs of sweet potato and popped it between bread.
Hmm.
I would eat that again. That's the only Fall Guy sandwich I've ever had.
Hmm. That sounds a lot like a chip buddy. Ty, are you familiar with a chip buddy?
This is a UK thing, isn't it? I can tell already.
Hmm. This is a fucking bloke of a sandwich if I ever saw
Yeah,
one, Ty.
the schmucks across the pond are coming up with some terrible ideas.
It's basically just a bunch of fries in between two pieces of white bread. And I think that Ty, is basically what you're describing to me is some sweet potato concoction. Like, do you think you're special for putting sweet potato in there when it could have been some McDonald's fries?
Dude, mine's a more of a gentrified version of than whatever these British traditionalists are coming up with. So it's just
I
a
mean, yeah,
potato sandwich, is what they've made.
it's a
That's the
potato sandwich.
innovation.
There's a whole like cursed world of like potato sandwiches. Like
Hmm.
putting a hash brown inside of a McDonald's egg McMuffin is like probably spawned like all of these things because that's like undeniably good. But then
Hmm.
like that's the only good version of it. Like, why would you ever put fries in between bread? Like that doesn't really make any sense to me.
Hmm.
It's just like starch on starch.
It's like a byproduct of Darwinianism, if you think about it, because for every good food idea, like 1,000 bad food ideas had to happen previously. And like
Hmm.
we're lucky that we're at a point in time where now if you make a bad food idea, it just tastes bad and you throw it in your garbage or out the window. But there was a time in the history of mankind where if you had a bad food idea, Eric, you died. You and you died immediately. So,
Hmm. I mean, yeah, there was moments in time where if you were caught having your period, you would be burned also for being a witch.
mhm,
But similarly, if you were to put ketchup on eggs, you could
mhm.
face just as harsh penalties.
So we really live in a liberal society now where you can both dispose of your tampon in the subway bathroom in a special bin, as well as explore an infinite combinations of bad sandwiches over at the the vegetable lineup. Wow.
Hmm. Speaking of special bins and bathrooms, Ty, I had a sushi dinner. This is very
Wow.
related to a personal
What a weird
story,
segue.
but yeah, I had a dinner at a sushi restaurant, Thai, and the bathroom, I had to go check it out for myself because someone had come and immediately told me, like, dude, there's a bin inside the stall that says, please put toilet paper, please don't flush toilet paper and put it in here instead.
No, they want to put your soiled paper in a special box, and it's just like
Hmm.
for the oh, this is the owner's little spank bank box. What is this?
No, it wasn't the laundry bin at the Ritz. It was actually just a little IKEA container, like a IKEA little garbage pail that was specifically for used toilet paper because apparently the plumbing in this restaurant couldn't handle paper of any kind.
Yeah, it seems like restaurant plumbing is always like below grade. Which is
Yeah,
weird
it's
because
like
restaurants of all places.
I know why do like yeah, you would expect plumbing to be really good in a place where there's like literally there's always somebody in the bathroom like shitting or pissing.
Hmm. Yeah,
Like
well, the whole
it's
point of the
never empty.
establishment is to stimulate digestion, and
Exactly.
so beef it up, get it up to spec.
E Yeah, in and out. Like you're right. Like why is it always like some kind of like third world level like the plumbing
Hmm.
in inside of a sushi restaurant? Like they're one clog away from just tearing it out and having you like shit into the floor.
I'm especially surprised about it at fast food restaurants, Eric, or sorry, fast casual, as Subway likes to be referred, because
Hmm.
they are creating food that destroys digestion systems. But you walk into the bathroom and they haven't like maxed the specs out in there whatsoever. There's like all bathrooms are mids at restaurant. Like it takes very little effort to be above average at a public bathroom.
Hmm. Like you don't even need to like give me the Aesop soap. All I really require is cleanliness and
Mhm.
like I'm able to like dispose of like my drugs in there. Like that's
Mhm,
basically
mhm.
all I'm looking for in a public bathroom.
Yeah, I have very simple needs, like a linen reusable hand towel, like instead as opposed to paper towel, like single use
Mm.
linens, and
I disagree with that, Ty. I'm more of a single use guy instead of a repeated use guy because you know what? I think when you have those like gross towel things that like rotate,
oh,
like
dude,
have you
I'm not
seen
talking
those?
about the rotators, the steamroller of hand drying.
And then you got the guy from like 3 weeks ago's like section. It finally did its round and came all the way around for you, and now you're wiping your hand on that.
Oh,
Ah,
bro, and it's
man.
still a little damp and it has like a brown stain on it. Hell
It's got like
no.
a blood blotch on it. You're not sure how that got there. Yeah, dude, those
Yeah.
are cursed, but still better than the Dyson hair dryers or whatever, the Dyson hand dryers that like spray water everywhere.
Yeah. The last thing I want to get is like my face wet when I'm trying to dry my hands.
You
I
ever
just
just
feel like
like
it's
use a
blowing the germs.
you ever just use like an airport bathroom and then like splash your face with cold water after a long flight? You're like, man, fuck. Like I gotta wake up here. Like that's like a low point for any like flying experience, but it's sometimes
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah. Whenever I get off the airplane, I want to change my underwear. I want to take a shower. I want to wash my
hmm
face. I want to have a warm meal somewhere and a cold
hmm
beer. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
almost like
100%.
airports are like the closest that you're going to get as a like do-gooder to being in prison. So that's like a little taste of like a prison sentence for you, Eric, because you're back in economy class.
It's like that's like number two only after like elementary schools. Like elementary schools, like you're literally not allowed to leave. Um,
Mhm.
but you're right, Ty. Airports are designed to make you like as uncomfortable as possible so that you spend money. Like
Mhm.
spending money is like a way to get out of any uncomfortable situation, but particularly when you are waiting for like 8 hours and you need a coffee and you need like some McDonald's to like hold you over, like some real comfort food, that's when
Mhm.
you're gonna those things.
Yeah, definitely. And you're trapped there. There's security clearance. You need permission to
hmm
go in the aisle of the airplane. The only thing that's different from a prison, Eric, is if you drop your passport, you're not going to be mounted by a burly man from behind.
Actually, you will because if you drop one of your AirPod Pros, Ty, mid-flight, you got to ask the security to like, you got to ask the flight attendant to come and get it for you, or else who knows, they might come up and just mount you.
Just going to throw you off the plane, huck you
Yeah,
into the Pacific Ocean.
yeah. I don't
Yikes.
know how I got down this rabbit hole last night, but I went down the rabbit hole of like body cam footage, and one of the one of the body cam like reveals was this quote unquote entitled um like I don't know, entitled selfish passenger is like holding up the flight and then is like dragged out.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a fun one to watch. The cop had to like literally drag her out of there, kind of like the United Airlines incident.
Mhm. Those are always entertaining to watch because everybody has a common enemy there. So it feels good to be jump on the bandwagon. Like, yeah, kick
Exactly.
them out.
Yeah, dude, watching someone get kicked out of a plane is like the most rewarding shit ever. Because like
Mhm.
all senses are heightened on an airplane. It's like
Mhm.
I'm like already scared for my life. Like I'm scared that this plane is not going to work for whatever reason, and I'm like sitting, my knees are crunched up against the folding tray in front of me. The
Mhm.
baby behind me is crying. The overweight guy beside me is farting.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
and so when something else happens like down the aisle, like far away, and there's a chance for them getting kicked off, it's like get him out of here, buddy.
Yeah, it's really the ultimate group project if you think about it, and you just wanna kick them
It
off the
is.
team if they're not gonna participate. Like, try to get the baby off too if you can because they're dead weight.
Exactly. Get this baby out of here. But you should be able to like if you bring a baby, you should be able to be allowed to fly first class in like the private cabin, and they
Mhm.
should be soundproof. Just like lock the baby in there or put it in storage,
Yeah.
either one.
Put them in the booth.
Yeah,
Airplanes should have recording booths. That's just a common sense.
obviously.
I guess that's kind of what the airport bathroom or the airplane bathroom is a little recording booth. If you pay the $15 for the Delta Wi-Fi someday, we'll get a 30,000 foot mile high club episode going.
Wow, what a treat for our audio only podcast, Ty.
It really would be.
Wow.
Eric,
Yeah, that
I
I can
wanted
just
to tell
imagine the
you,
audio being terrible.
it depends on if you got the AirPod Maxes in transparency mode or not.
Yeah. Well, what did you want to tell me?
I want to tell you the other attribute of bathrooms, especially in fast casual restaurants that I wish they had. One was single-use linen cloths, not the steamroller, but like a handkerchief that's been neatly folded, ideally like a swan or other animal that I can then crumple up and toss in a bin from like Menu or some other designer brand that you can kind of like just looks really nice. I would love to like improve that at
Hmm.
the fast casual bathroom. But the thing I would like even more, Eric, is a candle lit all day because you're at
Yes.
a dining restaurant and so especially at Subway. Subway works so well or works so hard to control the smell of their environment to the point that people question whether it's artificial. But the minute you
Hmm.
walk in that Subway bathroom, Eric, it's completely out of their hands.
It is out
So
of their hands.
so why are they intervening? There's a potential for an intervention there. Just pop a candle in there that smells like herbs and cheese.
Why is it, Ty, that you have to have like a high spend business for you to like care about how it smells in your bathroom? Like most restaurants don't even have any like scent management in the bathrooms.
No, so weird. Yet
Yeah.
they care so much about the front of house, if you will.
Hmm. What about the back door? Am I right?
Eh,
But you know
that
what,
back
Ty?
door needs a little love too.
Yeah. There's a French restaurant that I went to recently. They I picked this up from them. They have like a box of matches in the
Mm.
bathroom, and when you light the match and you immediately blow it out, the smoke basically eats up all of the scent in the room. It just immediately diffuses whatever was there before, and you just like put it in like an empty glass, and it's just like these are all the used matches, and that's how you like eliminate all the scent. So I tried this at home and it works like a charm. I just have a box of matches in there, light one up, throw it in the toilet, and flush, and it's like nothing happened in there.
Interesting. Now that strategy makes a lot of sense, Eric, for a restaurant where the patrons can be trusted. But like you really like I'm sure the Venn diagram of Subway patrons and pyromaniacs has a lot of overlap.
Yeah,
So
dude, these toasted freaks are are lighting all kinds of shit on fire.
yeah, they like toasting, and I don't think they would not hold back to toasting that whole restaurant if you put a little bit too much mayo on their sandwich.
Hmm. We've seen worse.
Quite
Oh
literally.
man, someone got literally. Speaking of matches, somebody got lit up because of the same thing. Holy shit.
The last
Um,
toast.
literally. But yeah, Ty, I would encourage you to try it because you know how restaurants just give out like a bunch of matches and like no one brings matches with them anywhere unless you're camping and you're trying to do like Bear Grill style like survival in the forest.
Hmm.
But like I just have all these matches at home and I'm like, fuck, I might as well use them. So threw in the bathroom and it's a nice little treat for myself.
That's kind of cool. Maybe I'll add it to my repertoire of scent management in the bathroom. I have a few different things going. I got the incense. I got a candle set up for guests,
Hmm.
and I got the Aesop post poo drops sitting on the counter. So if anybody needs to cover something up, there's options. We got options. We got more options than the Subway sauce section.
That's a good point, Ty. And I'll have you know that I'm not solely relying on matches because I don't think people know what they're for even. Like there's a good chance that like people will see the matches and just assume it's for like lighting up a cheeky cig in a bathroom.
Hmm.
Um, But I also have the Aesop room spray, of course.
Mhm.
I have a diptyque candle,
Mhm.
and um, yeah, also got the post poos, but that's about it.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, that's pretty good inventory.
Hmm.
See, this is the thing though. It's like it's pretty easy just to pick one thing. I feel like because of the pyromaniac nature of like subway patrons slash arsonists, is that it maybe turns matches or candles in a fast casual bathroom into a liability. But they could design it into the environment, like put the candle behind a like glass wall so that you can see it. It's like the scents are coming, the aroma's coming out, but it's otherwise untouchable. It's like in a lockbox almost.
I like
Like
where your head's
there's ways
at.
around this.
So you're saying putting it behind a sneeze guard?
Holy shit! I think I'm gonna. The sneeze guard is a brilliant invention if you think about it. You're not gonna whiff out this candle with your sneezes.
Exactly. No touchy,
No
purely
touch.
for pointing at and enjoying from a distance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Incredible. Um, we have to talk about this impending doom that is plaguing our city. Do you have any sense of what I'm talking about right now? Because I'm nervous for the future.
Are you talking about Rib Fest?
That's outside of the city limits, so I don't consider that a immediate risk. I'm good with the
Oh,
rib vest, but Ty, big Michelin Man, the guy in white, Fat Albert over here is going to be touching down in Vancouver and dishing out stars like he's Mario to select select restaurants. Um,
mm-hmm.
and initially I was excited because I was like, wow, some validation. Like, we have some good food here. Like, I would love to see which of the restaurants get rewarded with a star or two, and potentially like, it would hold them more accountable to like making proper dining experiences. Like they
Mm-hmm.
would step up even after receiving the star, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good thing. But then it got me thinking, Ty, like if we have this like tire company telling people where to go eat, does that mean our potential favorite restaurants are going to be overrun by shitty tourists and influencers
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
potentially
absolutely.
longer wait times?
I'm a little worried about that too. So, for the breadheads who aren't from Vancouver, we received news in our lovely city that we are getting our first Michelin starred restaurant coming this fall. Names have not been revealed yet, but it's probably one of Eric and I's spots. So I agree. The shitty tourist risk is possible, but keep in mind, shitty tourists are usually priced out of Michelin restaurants. I think it'll be
Mm,
good, Eric, for the city because of the sense of competition. I hope they award
hmm
it to the Subway location on Cordova Street. That would be my pick if Michelin had reached out.
hmm
The uh, the only thing I'm worried about, Eric, is now we have competition in our hometown for food fluence over the masses because we are
hmm
currently the food fluencer representing our city, much like Drake represents Toronto. But with like this big French bully moving in,
hmm
I'm a little worried about our claimed land.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Ty. Like when you go to Toronto, you gotta check in with, four.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to Vancouver, you gotta check in with Think Fresh. And I mean, like not everyone can just waltz into Vancouver and do as they would at home. This is our town.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I think it's good. I guess like from what you just said, like I do want restaurants here to step it up and for like Vancouver to be like placed on the map in terms of like the culinary scene.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I want more good restaurants to like open up and like try to like take that from them. You know what I mean? I think it's like good. Uh,
Competition's great. It's one thing, Eric, to like get a Michelin star, but it's terribly embarrassing to lose a Michelin star. So whoever's getting it in this small town here is
mhm.
going to have to fight tooth and nail to keep that star. Otherwise, the city won't forgive them.
The city won't forgive them. Sound like a Drake song. The
Hell
city
yeah.
didn't forgive me.
Back to the city. Yeah, we
Um,
got to do that overtime. And they're going to have to work
yeah,
overtime to keep that star, baby.
yeah, man, they're gonna be running through the sticks with their woes if they somehow lose the star and plummet to the bottom of everyone's list. But we've seen it
Mm-hmm.
happen. We've seen restaurants come and go. Um, Yeah, I actually have this article opened up on my phone right now that this isn't the official like Michelin guide yet because I believe that's coming in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
From what I
Fall guy.
last heard, fall guy, fall guy, Mr. Mish.
Mm-hmm. Mr. OVO, that new Vancouver.
Do you think the Michelin guide prefers missionary?
do you, do you think the Michelin Man is like going to become the Michelin them? Like, how long can we keep up this uh like divine male charade in
To find
with this
this
mascot?
overwhelmingly masculine, toxic masculinity, and overwhelming testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's potentially, offensive, Ty, but I'm scanning the homepage now, and I don't see any mention of a Michelin Man. I just see this androgynous white blob with a condom for a head. I don't know if you can see that, but this guy's
Holy
literally
shit.
this guy literally has a condom tip on his
Dude looks like a
forehead.
ribbed dildo, yeah.
Yeah, dude, he looks like a ribbed. Holy shit, dude! This guy looks like he fell out of Rick Owens' ass. Um,
uh yeah, he looks like he's a part of the Rick Owens homeware collection.
yeah. Something that I put on my like, bookshelf, and then like I know what it's really for, but then like when the father-in-law comes over, like he has no clue, right?
He's not even gonna ask about it. He just assumes it's a bookend.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, I have this article open and it's I guess a guide, quote unquote, to where to dine in Vancouver. So I don't think this is the official like star list, the Walk of Fame, so to say. But
Cut
there
to the
are
I want to know what subway locations made the list.
um, no subway locations, but you would have to take the subway to get to some of these because they're far away.
Yeah.
Um, Au Comptoir is one of my favorite
Mm-hmm.
French restaurants, Ty. It's in
Mm-hmm.
Kitsilano on West
Mm-hmm.
4th. Um, Beautiful spot. And I'm hoping to God that this podcast and this guy don't blow up my spot because I'll be going there pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Forage in the West End is on it.
Mm-hmm. I've been to Forage, yeah. It's okay.
I haven't. It's okay, right? Is it vegetarian?
It's vegetarian forward.
Right? Like forage is like tells me you're like digging for like digging in the shit for things.
Yeah, dude. If they
Like
slaughtered pork there, they would call it hunter.
yeah, exactly. Like forage, it sounds like almost like a fetishization of being poor. It's like you work
Mm-hmm.
so hard to like not have to dig in shit to find things, but now like you're
Mm-hmm.
telling me like the whole rest is about digging in the dirt and like cutting grass.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the bio on their website is like, we're just a collection of thinkers, makers, like dumpster divers, garage sailors,
They're yeah, exactly.
thieves.
They're like SEO, like the H1 on their site is probably something like um, like we meet the intersection of like food and art or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We meet at the intersection of Main and Hastings, and we just take whatever we can off the street.
And when I say foraging, I mean like beating up your neighbor for like the last like puff of their cigarette. Um,
Mm-hmm. Stealing beer from
um,
the fridge in your neighbor's garage. That's for modern
mhm,
foraging.
mhm. That is a smart move if you can like get into a restaurant and like just grabbing a bottle from behind the bar. That's like a guaranteed way to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else we got on here? Pigeon. This is in Gastown. I've never been there. I've heard so many things about it, but the location is so torched that they have like literal prison like railings like on the windows and door. So I don't really feel that inspired to go there.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a Balenciaga showroom, I'd be all over it, but because it's a restaurant, it feels a little bit like prison food would be served in there.
It does look like prison food. And the fact that it's called pigeon, which is like the most disgusting animal after a rat, um, that doesn't like really whet my appetite. I'm
Yeah, it
not
doesn't
very
get me
wet for pigeon.
salivating. Uh,
No,
but pigeon is a don't like it is a simple food for poor people. Like in like feudal times, people ate pigeon a lot. So I think they're probably trying to gentrify that concept or culturally
I guess,
appropriate serif lifestyle.
yeah, they're normalizing eating like wild concrete jungle rodents.
Hmm, hmm.
And it's like right across from Pigeon Park, which I assume that's where I got the name from. And like you
Hmm.
know the pigeons there are like high on drugs. So like eating pigeons from there is like even worse than anywhere else.
Oh yeah, all that pigeon eats are like cigarette butts and like little droplets of heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Disgusting. So the next one here on the list is My Nam in Kits.
Ooh, yep. I like my
Um,
nom.
haven't been there. It says
It's
it's
got
Thai
some
food.
rippin' tom kha soup, Eric.
Ooh, okay. Maybe I should check some of these out.
Mm. My nom was voted best restaurant in Vancouver a couple years in a row, like
Really.
a decade ago. So their time may have come and passed, but they still like dish off some solid Thai food. And I know Thai food.
Mm. Yeah, this guy's an expert in all things Thai. Okay, good to know. I will check that out. And let me just check when this was posted. This was posted in 2018, this article.
Oh wow! So we're not even gonna get any of the new players on the block.
Yeah,
No
this was
redesigned
sent to me.
subways.
Yeah, this was sent to me by somebody who was clearly looking for the Michelin guide and thinks this was it.
Great.
Um, so just apologies as I work through this list here. Next one is Cacao in Kitsilano also. Never heard of
Mm,
it.
never heard of it.
St. Lawrence in our beloved rail town.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Have you been there?
I've never dined there because they're so protein heavy that there isn't even really an option on the menu for my skimpy ass veg head.
Are you saying that there's no cauliflower confit or something like that?
Yeah, I need a cauliflower steak or like a creative take on eggplant to bring me in the doors.
Mm-hmm. Call in the auberginiuses to think of one for you.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I've dined there a few times, and every time I am pleasantly surprised by something like on the menu, like either it's a rice pudding dessert or a simple duck leg that blew my mind.
Mm-hmm,
Every
mm-hmm.
time it's fucking fire.
Eric's a leg guy.
Good bar as well. I'm a leg guy. I like my dark meats.
Mm-hmm. Once it go dark means you never go back, baby.
Exactly. And the last one, Ty, is Farmer's Apprentice, South
You
Granville.
know I'm a big fan of Farmer's Apprentice. Neighboring one of my favorite cocktail bars in the city, Grapes and Soda. Same owners.
Damn
Uh,
it, dude. Those
it's not a cheap
both
meal,
sound
but
places that I don't want to go. Like, I'll be honest.
yeah,
Like
that's
something
fair.
called
It's
Farmer's Apprentice. Like farm to table is a big scam of all time. It's farm to table. Like what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I totally get that. Like even the name Farmer's Apprentice, like if you actually think about that literally, it just means it's like some high school dropout who's like shoveling shit in a field. But in reality, it's a really nice dinner, really nice atmosphere, creative
Oh,
plating. I would go with the chef's 7 courses. Um,
yeah. Ty, when are we gonna go for a fine dining experience together? We've hung out several times at Subway and other like fast casual or like drinking forward establishments, but we've never like
mhm.
really wined and dined each like co-hosts should.
Yeah, Eric, I need you to treat me more.
Yeah, dude. How come where's the sugar daddy when you need him, right?
Hmm. Man, what we have an interesting relationship of two sugar daddies. Just a couple of hot sugar daddies.
Hmm. Just a couple of DILFs, linking and building twice a week for you breadheads.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm open to that idea, Eric, an activation like that. Um, I'll look at the schedule. I'll talk to my EA, and I'll see when I can make an activation work.
Perfect. Pencil me in for any day, really. Next Thursday works even.
Perfect. Okay. Oh wait, I'm out of town. I will be
Ah,
recording our Friday episode next week from small town BC. Looking forward to that.
beautiful.
We're
Back at the hometown.
with a 2G connection and a out of whack schedule, so that should be good.
Hmm. Perfect. Well, you only need 2 Gs for these two gents.
Hell yeah,
And we'll deliver every single time, buddy.
that's a fact. So with that in mind, I think we should probably transition into this weekend, Eric. This G is going to make some actual food. The vitamin C is wearing off, and I need a full meal. And you, as a G, I'm assuming, are late for your matinee showing of the new Minions film. Are you gonna head there with the
Oh,
Goon Squad, Eric? The G Squad?
dude, I'm hanging there with all my boys. We're dressed up. We're wearing the suits. Um, and yeah, we're gonna just cause a ruckus at Cineplex.
Yeah, man. Armani suits, fresh boots, Valley boots, and Benzes. I get you. Um, so what is the Drake line? He's like, uh, I don't go to the Met, only get a 1+1, so I can't bring the whole set. Is that's kind of my attitude with the Gentle Minions. I don't think I can get a set together to roll up to an event like that. I can't incentivize enough of the players, you know?
It's true. It's really hard to find more than one person who would think that's funny. Um, I already know I have one guy plus you, so if three's enough for you, Ty, it's enough for me.